June 23, 2019. The Power of No. Reverend Charlie Tupper. Given at Unity of Payson, Arizona.
Good morning. So in Unity, we focus on the positive, right? We even call ourselves a positive path for spiritual living. And it is good. It's good to look at the positive side of things. Because I know that it can be so easy to see what's going wrong. But there is another side. In ancient days, they called it the path of via negativa. And you might think, well, that sounds like it's the path of the negative. And it is. It's not really negative in the sense that we might think of negative. It's the path of letting go. It's the path of release. In Unity, we talk about the 12 powers. Charles Fillmore came up with the 12 powers, and we talk about the 12 powers. And one of the powers is the power of release. The power of release. In our prayer practice, we have both affirmation and denial. And we're all on board for the affirmation. Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna affirm the truth. Here we go. But we must, Charles Fillmore said, we must do the denial also. But the denial is just as important as the affirmation. Because the denial clears a pathway. It opens us up. So I have a little story for you. And the story goes like this. So the story goes like this. A couple of weeks ago, I was having, one of those weeks where it just felt like there was a lot of challenges. I wasn't I was experiencing a little bit, but mostly it was people that I really love and care about. And my husband had gone to the hospital again, and I had gone home to feed the dogs, and I'm driving back to the hospital. And I'm just at that point, that point where you get the thought, the whiny thought? No. You know that whiny thought? The why is this happening to me? What's this about? I mean, come on. Does everybody have to have a problem all at once? I didn't get very far in it, and I was at a stoplight, and this car pulls up next to me, and it has lots of little stickers in the window. But one sticker caught my attention. Only it didn't say stuff. Oh. And I started laughing. And it allowed me to just let go in that moment. To let go of the stuff. Let go of all the thoughts that I was thinking. And as I was letting go, I thought, wow, this is really, this is kind of cool. I mean, I was like, what are the odds this car would pull up beside me? I just felt like it was divine order, God doing a little wink at me going, okay, get it, let it go. And I thought, yes, I need to let go. I need to let go of whining and affirm the truth. But as I began to really look at it, I began to realize there was more to letting go than just letting go of the whining? What is the belief that we hold that manifests the whining? What is the belief? What is the error belief that I'm holding or that we hold at different times in our lives? What are those error beliefs that prevent us from opening up fully to the presence of God? So I began to think about what are those beliefs? The beliefs of unworthiness. The beliefs of not enough. You just miss it by that much. The beliefs that come from comparison. The beliefs that there are people who are holier than us and people who just haven't quite gotten it yet. The belief in right and wrong, good and bad. We have numerous beliefs that when we can let them go, when we can see their falsehood, we can open a space within us. And it's not to open a space within us so that we can allow more good or more God into our lives. It's we open a space within us to allow the good and the God that is within us to come up and express through us. We can't get more God in us than what we already have. All that I am is God. I am not all that God is, but all that I am is God. And I have access to all that God is. And the power of letting go is the power that opens us up. And there's another thing that the power of letting go does. The power of letting go raises consciousness. That is how we raise consciousness. We raise consciousness by letting go. We raise consciousness by letting go of what is holding us down, holding us back. Now, if you notice, I didn't say to raise your consciousness or to raise my consciousness, because there's only one consciousness. And when one of us does the work of letting go and raises consciousness, we raise the consciousness of all. We make a difference in the world. So it's not just about making a difference in my life, which it absolutely does. It's not about just making a difference for my little tribe, which it absolutely does. That when we raise consciousness, we make a difference in the world. Every time we let go of an old belief, an error thought, we raise our consciousness. I think it's important to discern between a translative experience and a transformative experience. So a translative experience is an experience that makes us feel something temporarily. Okay? So a translative experience is, I'm driving home at sunset and I catch a glimpse of an Arizona sunset and it takes my breath away. And I go, wow, that is so beautiful. And this peace just envelops me. And then I keep driving down the road and then somebody cuts me off and, well, there went that experience. It's a passing experience. They're wonderful, but it's passing. A transformative experience creates shifts in consciousness. They begin within our mind. But when we have a shift in consciousness, we affect the whole. And it is a shift in consciousness, so it is lasting. It doesn't go away. You don't wake up in the morning and it's gone. And it's probably not going to be the experience that makes you feel all goosebumpy inside and wonderful and like you're high. But it will transform your experience. It will activate your inner ears so that when you have a conversation, I loved what you said, Betty. When you have a conversation with someone, you will hear them differently than you've ever heard them before. Because you won't be coming from that defensive place of what's wrong with me, I'm not enough. You have a transformative experience where you know that you are perfect exactly as you are, where you are. Exactly as you are, where you are. And that doesn't mean that you just sit back on your, hiney and go, I'm perfect exactly as I am, and so therefore I don't have to do anything. It's not about that. It actually empowers us to do more. Because the reward that we get when we start hearing people differently, start speaking to people differently, we notice how we show up with more of an open heart, with more of an open mind. Our eyes shift and we see anew. We see the world rather than seeing just the chaos and what's wrong with the world. We begin to envelop the world in a higher consciousness of love, of peace. We step into our power to take appropriate action that we feel called to take. The power of letting go, I think, is one of the greatest powers that we have. Because it is the power that sets us free. We don't have to hold on to old beliefs. It reminds me of the old story, which I'm sure you've all heard, about the young couple that just got married and the wife is having the families over for a special meal, and she's making a ham. And the new husband is watching her make the ham, and she cuts the end off this side of the ham, cuts the end off that side of the ham, and puts it in the pan, and he says, why are you cutting the ends off the ham? Oh, because that's how I learned how to do it for my mother. Well, he was curious, sort of, like to know how things worked. So he talks to his mother-in-law and says, so just tell me, why do you cut the ends off the ham? And she says, that's how I learned how to do it from my mother. Well, now he's really curious. So he calls Grandma up and he says, so Grandma, why do you cut the ends off the ham before you cook it? And she laughs and she says, well, because when we first got married, we didn't have very much money, and the pan I had wasn't very big. And so I had to cut the ends off the ham in order for the ham to fit in the pan. What are the beliefs beliefs that we're holding on to that are, we're cutting off the ends of the ham and sticking it in the pan because that's the way we've always done it. This is what we've always believed. This is how we've always done things. When we let go of our old beliefs, we are set free to allow that divine idea to flow in that we have never heard before. We can allow that to come in. We allow for that open space. So I'm going to close by, I'm going to share a poem. Okay, there it is. It's written by Sapphire Rose, who is a Center for Spiritual Living minister in California. And it's called She Let Go. She let go. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swimming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and of all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write a projected date in her daytimer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There were no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her. And the sun and the moon shone forevermore.